सा सप्तभिर्सतिरेको विंशत्या च शतं समः पुरञ्जना पुराद्याक्षो गान्धर्वे युयुधे बलि. Numbers are not coming out there. Come out. Sa, he, Saptabir, with 7, Sate, 100, Ekaha, alone, Vimsatya, with 20, Cha, also, Satam, 100, Samaha, years, Puranjana, O King Puranjana. Pura Adyakshaha, superintendent of the city, Gandharvehi, with the Gandharvas, Yuyude, fought, Bali, very valiant. Translation: the five-hooded serpent, the superintendent and protector of the city of Puranjan, fought with the Gandharvas for 100 years. He fought alone with all of them, although they numbered 720. Please respond. The five-hooded serpent, the superintendent of and protector of the city of King Puranjan, fought with the Gandharvas for 100 years. He fought alone with all of them, although they numbered 720. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. 360 days and 360 nights combined to become 720 soldiers of Chandavega time. One has to fight these soldiers throughout one's lifespan, beginning with birth and ending with death. This fight is called the struggle for existence. Despite this struggle, however, the living entity does not die. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 2.20, the living entity is eternal. Na jayate miryate va kadachin, nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha. Ajo nitya sasvato yam purano, na hanyate hanyamane sarire. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. It does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. Actually, the living entity does not take birth nor does he die. But he has to fight with stringent laws of material nature throughout the entire span of his lifetime. He must also face different kinds of miserable conditions. Despite all this, the living entity, due to illusion, thinks that he is well situated in sense gratification. Because he had to fight alone with so many soldiers, all of whom were great warriors, the serpent with 5 hoods became very weak. Seeing that his most intimate friend was weakening, King Puranjan and his friends and citizens living within the city all became very anxious. Purport: the living entity resides within the body and struggles for existence with the limbs of the body, which are referred to here as citizens and friends. One can struggle alone with many soldiers for some time, but not for all time. The living entity within the body can struggle up to the limit of 100 years with good luck, but after that it is not possible to prolong the struggle. Thus the living entity submits and falls victim. In this regard, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has sung Vradha Khala Aula Sava Sukha Bhagala. When one becomes old, it is impossible to enjoy material happiness. Generally, people think that religion and piety come at the end of life, and at this time one generally becomes meditative and takes to some so-called yogic process to relax in the name of meditation. Meditation, however, is simply a farce for those who have enjoyed life in sense gratification. As described in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, meditation, dhyana, dharana is a difficult subject matter that one has to learn from his very youth. To meditate, one must restrain himself from all kinds of sense gratification. Unfortunately, meditation has now become a fashion for those who are overly addicted to sensual things. Such meditation is defeated by the struggle for existence. Sometimes such meditative process pass for transcendental meditation. King Puranjan, the living entity, being thus victimized by the hard struggle for existence, took to transcendental meditation with his friends and relatives. Vamagyanatimirandasya gnanam gna shalagaya chakshudan melidam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Satpitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadama Vidati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padagamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Shadvidam Shavadutam Parajanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishaganvitam Vyam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Ganta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchna Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shravana Sutta Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharinen Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschadya Desadarinen Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanando Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So it's a very interesting thing. This is speaking about Puranjan, who's struggling in his body, fighting the forces of time. He became weak, and because he became weak, actually we have explained this thing, the 5 hoods are the 5 life system. Yes, we have explained that last week and week before that. Last week, yeah. Last Saturday. So I'm sure those who have followed, they can refer back to the previous class. So the point here is that actually there are 2 classes. One class are the non-devotees, and the other class are the devotees. And both of them are trapped in this body, and both of them have different perception. See? So the non-devotees, they want to try to live as much as they can in this body. That is a different class. When you tell them that death is coming, oh, they are very frightened and they want to prolong that. That their whole idea is how to prolong death. Yeah, that is they want to escape. Whereas the devotees, they are in different category. So they are not interested in prolonging death. That is not the. They don't want to. You sure the prayer of King Kulasekara, right? Let me die now. My body is healthy and strong, that I can think of you, that I want to die now, because I am afraid when I grow old, then my body will be so weak that I don't think I will be able to remember you. So you see, there are two different categories. One wants to die now, another one wants to prolong, hide away. See? So this is a very important point, because if you try to fight the Maya, as he says here, you become weak. And in the process of becoming weak, your whole, everything will be, objective will be defeated. You understand? As is explained here, Parabhavastavar abodha jata yavanna jigyasata atma tattvam yavat kriya tavat idam manovai karmatmakam yena sarira bandha. This is very clear. Karmatmakam yena sarira bandha. See this? Parabhava means, Parabhava means, you see the word? Parabhava means defeat, misery. Yeah? So you try to enjoy the body. As long as one does not inquire about spiritual values of life, one is defeated and subject to miseries arising from ignorance. So in other words, if you try to enjoy the body, your, what we say, end result will be defeat. You cannot change that. That's what the modern so-called scientists and philosophers and all, their whole idea is to try to find a solution for this birth, death, old age and disease. There are two ways of thinking. See, this materialistic idea is somehow or other to enjoy, and in the process of enjoying they try to prolong the enjoyment. There was Jai Shri Radha. There was a rishi called, what is his name? Lomahasa rishi. And this rishi, Lomahasa, he was sitting outside and they asked him, why don't you make a house, He said, why I should make a house? Time is so short. But this rishi, every hair from his body fall down, one Brahma will die. That means how long is his life? You cannot count it. I mean, one hair fall down means one Brahma dies. And one Brahma, how long he lives? How long he lives? How long he lives? 30 what? Trillion? 300 trillion. 311 trillion years and one hair falls off. And he is saying, why I should build a house? Tomorrow I am going to die, no? See how is he thinking? So a materialist they are thinking different. They just want to enjoy and they don't want to think about death. Okay. Whereas a devotee, he is thinking of the purpose of this human life is to what? Prepare for that. What is that? Death. And you cannot escape that. That's not probable. Krishna says what in the Bhagavad Gita? Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha dosha darshanam. There is no being in this world or anywhere who can escape this cycle of birth and death. There's no being. It is yes, he says here, The terrible fear of birth and death can never be forsaken by anyone who resort to any shelter other than myself. For I am the Almighty Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original source of all creation, and also the Supreme Soul of all souls. You understand this point? In other words, you cannot escape. Krishna also said in the Bhagavad Gita, no? What is that verse in the Bhagavad Gita? Krishna says, Mrityu Sarvahas, what is that, 10? What? 10? 10:34. In the 10:34 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mrityu Sarva Chahas Chaham. I come as sure as death. And here Krishna says that terrible fear of birth that cannot be forsaken by anyone. Not possible. Who resort to any other shelter other than surrendering to me. So in other words, all those people who are trying to enjoy their senses, they can fight and fight for 720 days and nights, but the end result will be, it also says, a purified soul should see that because the conditioned souls who are dedicated to sense gratification have falsely accepted the objects of sense pleasure as truth, all their endeavors are doomed to failure. But the writing is on the wall, The writing is on the wall. It's going to be failure. Failure means what? Again, taking, for one who has died, birth is certain. And for one who has taken birth, death is certain. This is the problem, you see. All are running around. Why? They died and they took birth again. Is it not? All died. Now they are running around again. Yes? Yes or not? Did you not die and you were running around again? Yes or no? No. You fell from the spiritual world. What? He fell from the spiritual world, he said. So you see how we are so much illusion. That's why Parikshit Maharaj, he asked this question. Now you please tell me, what is the job of someone who is about to die? I want to know this. He didn't ask this question, please tell me how I can escape death. How can I build myself a fortress that no snake can come? Oh, you give me a benediction, I will always fly in the clouds. Huh? No.
The Amar Chitra Katha story, that's how they repeat.
Yes. That's why it's Amar Chitra. Amar, what is that?
Amar Chitra Katha.
Amar Chitra Katha. But here, the Bhagavatam. Understand? Bhagavatam is what? Amala Puranam, right? This is what? Coming from what? Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikave. This is originally spoken by the Lord. Understand? Those who are about to die, Mirya Manam. That is the verse, right? Mirya. What number? 1 37, no? You are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way of perfection for all persons, and especially for one who is about to die. See, this is his question. Parikshit Maharaj never asked, please tell me how we can escape this calamity. He didn't say. Actually, his name before, few verses before, he was called Vishnu Ratha. Vishnu Ratha means one who is protected by Vishnu. Understand? If one who is protected by Vishnu, then how can death come and handle him? It is not possible. But you see, he is asking a way of perfection for all persons. It's not for himself. He is asking for every conditioned soul. What is the way to come out of this problem? Because now we are stuck with Maya. We are stuck with Maya. In fact, Devahuti also asked this question. Is there any relief for the conditioned soul who are stuck in this material world? Do you know that question? 3:26, I think. Is that 3:26? Is it 3:26? Does his material nature give any relief for the conditioned soul? That was a question. Is it 3:26? 3:22:18. Or 3:20 what? Yes, here. Devahuti Vacha, this what she says. Sri Devahuti inquired, my dear Brahmana, does this material nature ever give release to the spirit soul? This is her question. Because it's so stuck, we are stuck here. Since one is attracted to the other eternally, how is their separation possible? Our question is, understand? Because not an ordinary question. See how she is asking this question. We have been stuck here since time immemorial. As there is no separate existence of the earth and its aroma, or water and its taste, there cannot be any separate existence of intelligence and consciousness. See how she is giving an analogy. Hence, even though he is passive performer of all activities, how can there be freedom for the soul as long as material nature acts on him and binds him? How he can come out of this mess? This is an intelligent question, Even if the great fear of bondage is avoided by mental speculation and inquiry into the fundamental principle, it may still appear again, since the cause has not ceased. See? So you see how her point, because the Lord then replies, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one can get liberation by seriously discharging devotional service unto me and thereby hearing for a long time about me or from me. By thus executing one's prescribed duties, there will be no reaction and one will be free from the contamination of matter. So the Lord is saying it's possible. It is not that it is impossible. It is possible. How it is possible? One must first take to devotional service. He says here, not just take to devotional service, seriously. What is the word? Seriously? Chanting for 3 years, 16 rounds and eating meat. Is that serious? Ken? What? Serious means what? Following the order of the spiritual master very seriously, strictly. You cannot try to make your rules and regulations. That's not possible. And that's why he says here, seriously discharging devotional service unto me. Right? And thereby hearing for a long time about me and from hearing what? One time, 2 times. What is this says here? You just hear 1 time only, that's it, enough. A long time, correct? Seriously discharging devotional service and hearing long time from me, or about me. See the conditioning, by thus executing one prescribed duty, there will be no reaction and one will be free from the contamination of matter. So the procedure is this, that one must perform devotional service. Then the conditioned soul will awaken. Krishna says, I will give you the intelligence that how you can come to me. What is that? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajanti pritipurvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yenamam upayanti te. So to come out of this maya, it is not possible by our own method. That's not possible. Because on our own, we are thinking what? We are big time heroes. We can do everything ourselves. This is nonsense. This is nonsense. That's why Parikshit Maharaj is not a fool. He said, you please tell me how I can come out of this mess. I am going to die. You tell me, what shall I do? You understand? So here it is explained by, of course, Sukadev will explain that you will have to hear about Krishna, perform devotional service. That is the whole sense and substance of this whole program. So our whole idea is to not prolong our material existence. Our whole idea is to find a solution to come out of this mess that we have got into. Our whole idea now is to prepare for ourselves to that ultimate day when we will have to depart from this body. That is intelligence, That's why that verse, what is that? Ante Narayana Smriti, what is that? Yeah? 2116. 216. Etavan sankhya yogabhyam swadharma pranistaya janmalabha parapumsham ante narayana smriti. This is the point. Swadharma. What is your swadharma? By full perception. What is that? The highest perfection of human life achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, by practice of mystic powers, or by perfect discharge of occupational duty, is to remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead at the end of life. This is actually our job. There is no other job. You try any other job, you will fail. You understand? Not only it will fail, you have to repeat again. You understand? It's not just finish. Oh, it failed and that's it. No. You fail, you have to do again. And again. And again. And it is not very nice to die and take birth, It is not just like changing clothes, It's very painful program. Dying is very, very painful. Understand? And it's not very, in the material world, it is not that, you just can, what? Changing body like anything like that. This human body to get, it's very, very rare. It is very, very rare to get this human birth. I think I have quoted that verse in my WhatsApp thing. This Lord says this human body is very rarely obtained. You understand? And now we all have got this chance. And we are not going to make good use of it and get sidetracked into economic development, what is that? Sense gratification, dharmam, artha, kama, moksha. These four things are there, and we are mostly interested in maybe some dharma, but mostly is kama and artha. Kama, artha, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You see, and here it is explained by, what's his name? Prithu Maharaj. Among these four things, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, those who strongly desire to cross the ocean of Nissan must not associate with the modes of ignorance, for hedonistic activities are the greatest obstruction to realization of religious principles. Economic development, regulated sense gratification, and at last liberation. We should not overly endeavor for these things. Out of the four principles, namely religion, economic development and sense gratification and liberation, liberation has to be taken very seriously. Liberation has to be taken very seriously. The other three are subject to destruction by the stringent laws of nature. Stringent laws of nature, and that is what? Death. So you see how the whole scripture, these are the Vedas, this is word of Krishna, it is the only solution for our problem. There is no other shortcut. If you try to go that way, in thinking that no, we need a little Maya also, then you will become bewildered. Understand? It is how Maya, you touch her, you will absorb all her qualities. You understand? It is not such a easy thing that I know how to handle her. What? You know how to handle her. There is nobody who can handle Maya, boy. There is only one person who can handle Maya. That's Krishna himself. Mama Maya, Turatyaya. Devi Esha Guna Maya, Mama Maya. So if you go with Maya to try to enjoy Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, then you will be, everything will become defeated with that. And while engaging, you will develop desires. When you develop desires, unfulfilled desire means again birth. Again birth. Because desires are not fulfilled. So then again you will be like Puranjan fighting, and then that's it, dying. And the whole thing will be messed up. And that's what has been going on with us for so many lives. Dying and taking birth, and dying and taking birth, and dying and taking birth. A umpteen number of times we have done this. Still, we are thinking, no. This is my first birth. You see how the complete conditioning. So therefore, we should become very, serious about this. That's why the Bhagavatam is speaking about how to come out of this mess. There is no other solution, as Krishna says. There is no other means to escape. Only one way. We have to take up this devotional service. We have to take up this process of hearing and chanting about Krishna very seriously. And if you start now, then at least by the time you are going to die, or whenever you are going to die, at least you will remember this and your life becomes successful. Just like what's his name? Gajendra, correct? He was going to die. He was fighting for thousands of years and he was becoming weak, just like here today the story. He is fighting for what? 1 year and he became weak. But Gajendra was fighting for thousands of years And he was going to be, and he was going to die already. And by the mercy of the Lord, because he did devotional service in his previous life, he remembered those prayers. He remembered those and he chanted the prayer. And because he chanted the prayer at almost the time of death, the Lord came. The Lord came personally and took him on that same. Of course, he touched him and he got his 400 form. And on the same carrier they went back. He brought him back on the Garuda, gone back. See? So there are examples of how a person, of course Ajamil is also another example. The example Ajamil, correct? Went back to Godhead. It is not some fiction, we are speaking about some mythology, could happen, could not happen, might happen, some story. No. These are factual case studies. What do you call it? These are case studies. Ajamil, he went back to Godhead, correct? Gajendra, animal, he went back to Godhead, correct? Who else went back to Godhead? Parikshit Maharaj, he went back to Godhead. Durva Maharaj went back to Godhead. Narada Muni, he said how he also perfected it. So many. You understand? So we have to learn from these examples. We should not try to figure out. You cannot figure this out. That's not possible. With your mind you try to figure it out, you will only become bewildered. You will become bewildered. It's very dangerous. That's why the devotees, they don't want to have anything to do with Maya. They try to abstain. That's why the Brahminical order is, we don't want nothing. We stay poor, it's just enough to go by. They don't want to get big material, what is that? Development. They don't want. They stay poor. Why? Because they understand tomorrow I am going to die. Better I prepare myself for that, which is most important. When you try to think that you can handle Maya and you will become caught by her, and that's it. And then that's it. Finish. Then you will say, I have no time. That's the next step will come. I have no time. What is your time used for? How to earn money, how to maintain family, how to, go on with your career. These things will overwhelm your consciousness. And it seems like because you are with all the Jones, with the Tom, Dick and Harrys, and you start thinking that everybody is doing, I'm also doing this, everybody is doing, I'm also doing, I'm not odd one out. You follow? And this is where your Maya will trick you and then you will be stuck. That's why I said, what is that? Yajna, what is it? You have to do yajna for Vishnu, what is that? Yajnanartha karma ayat. And if you don't do karma bandha, just now we read the verse, karmatmakam yena sarira bandham. How this rhymes together very nicely. Karmatmakam means the person who got into this mess. Yena, what is the conclusion of that? Sarira bandha. You will be gained. Sarira means what? Body. Bandha means what? Bonded. You will be bonded into the body. That means what? You will take one body after another. You understand? So if you want to keep changing body, then no problem. Krishna also will give you bodies, which one you like, no problem. If you think you are tired of living in the human body, then you can get tiger body, cockroach body, so many bodies are there. You can choose. Huh? Yes? Which one you like? Tiger? Huh? Lion? Which one? You don't like. Which one you like? Or you want to become demigod? Also can, no problem. Right? Krishna said, I am prepared to give you anybody you want, no problem. But the consequence is going to be very drastic. So therefore, an intelligent person will not misuse this valuable, rare chance. Rarely obtained. This human body is very rarely obtained. And trying to use it for some nonsensical activity is simply called shramam eva kevalam. Wasting time. So please try to understand. All you have to do is so simple. In Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to do everything, impossible. At least chant. That's all. That's all. Open the mouth and chant. Even if you are caught in your materialistic activities or you caught everything, never mind. But you chant. By chanting, Krishna will deliver you. Because this is the method of course, don't chant and break the principle. Like this man, he was chanting for 3 years and eating meat. If you break principle, then it will not work. Just like lighting a fire and pouring water, it will not work. So you have to follow rules and regulations. That you can learn only if you associate with devotees. That's why association of devotees is very, very important. If you really want to get some benefit, this association cannot be forsaken. Even you are making advancement, still you must associate with devotees. Then you will get the strength to overcome this. Otherwise, it is a no-go. Today you may be sitting in Singapore, tomorrow you do not know where you will be sitting. You understand? It's no guarantee. That's why it says material life is no guarantee. All right. So, any questions, comments? Yes, we have all been attacked by the crocodile of Maya. Whether you fight for 1 year or you fight for thousands of years, ultimate is that you become weakened. Same analogy, weakened. Gajendra never became stronger. He became weakened and he was going to die. Very powerful elephant. He was going to die. So he realized the important thing, let me surrender to the Lord. That was his saving grace. Hopefully we can understand that. But many people, at time of death, they will not chant the holy name. As a verse, Kali Yuga, the easiest way is to chant and go back. But these unfortunate living entities in Kali Yuga, they will never chant. It's a fact. Yesterday one guy came, said, why don't you chant the holy name? Oh, chanting, huh? Yeah, I think I should do. And then why don't you buy one bead? Oh, I'll buy bead? Then he was saying like that. Then he said, no, I have the bead. First he said, yeah, maybe I should buy. Then when he was, we asked him to buy, he said he's going, no, I think I have one at home. See? I don't want to chant. You understand? They don't want to chant. So why don't you get one book No, I have in India, I have the book. I have the book in India, what are you going to do? How are you going to read it here? You understand? This is the problem. They don't want to chant, they don't want to hear. And if this goes on, time, correct? What is that? Procrastinating is a thief of time. No, you don't want to do. And more so, intoxicated by economic development and sense gratification. And it's got some, coming out of India, here some position here, earning some what? $10,000 or something. In Indian money, $10,000 means how much? 5-6 lakhs. 5 lakhs money. Who gets salary 5 lakhs in India? Anybody gets? The president gets what? 5 lakhs. So he got over his what? That's why Narada Muni said, among the whole 4 things, what is that? What are the piety? The piety thing you get? What? Good birth, education, wealth, good looking. Among all these, the worst is the wealth. Worst is the wealth. When you get wealth, then you get very intoxicated. And you can take the verse 10:10, 10:10. Narada Muni is saying. It is the worst thing. And once you get intoxicated with wealth, and spiritually you will be finished. That's why Krishna says, if I have to favor anybody, the first thing I will do is take away his wealth. That's the first thing the Lord does. Why? Because that's the intoxicating thing. Then remove that wealth, then you will humble, especially people who come here have no job, very toned down. You do chanting, yes, I will do. Can you sweep the floor? I can do. Everything he can do. But the guy who has got job and money and all, he walks like, his feet is 2 feet above the ground. He is walking here as though he is the proprietor of the temple. Can you imagine? And not only that, they see the prasadam, this is low class prasadam. Okay, I just take one fruit, Even they want to eat the prasadam also. Why? Because he is intoxicated with wealth. So therefore, we have to learn to be humble. Humbling means put in distress. I think I quoted one verse, Prabhupada was quoting this verse, I quoted in the WhatsApp, I think 9:10 something, that Krishna gives distress. Why he gives distress? Because without distress, the person will never surrender. They will never surrender. So in material world, there is this distress. Alright, so we will stop here then. No comments, then thank you very much.